Wow, I mean, you could have done that. You could have done that for me then, Vicky. Thanks so much. So, as Vicky said, you said it, but that's not what they heard. Hands up, anybody who has ever been in a conversation and it's going sideways and you're thinking, well, why are they thinking that? Where's that going? That's not what I meant. Yeah, so some people. And keep your hands up if you ever have a recurring argument with people who just goes back on and on, it simmers, it comes back, it goes back, it goes back, and it disappears. Ooh, I've got that one. So, thank you. We think that we're having the same conversation all the time, and actually, it's like we're speaking different languages. And this is why I think that communication is not actually about the words that we're using. And I know that sounds a bit weird because like we're talking, so we're communicating and you can hear me and you understand what I'm saying. So bear with me a bit, because it's what I hear every day with the women that I coach in the foundation studio. Why does this happen all the time? Why doesn't this happen for me? And I hear it from the women that I mentor through Santander Women in Business, about the co-founders, their stakeholders, like, why don't they get where I'm coming from? Why don't they understand what my point of view is? It just keeps coming back. And it's also often the story from the women who come on Finding Foundations, the podcast. It's the catalyst for them coming to change their lives. And every story has a beginning, right? And mine starts, first with the QR code. So if you want to scan the QR code, I will send you the talk notes afterwards, and there's a little bit of an archetype deep dive there and a link to the quiz if you so wish. I'll put it back up at the end as well so you can get it. So, 2013, this is me, here she is. I am 33, and I've just left a pretty shitty relationship, and I'm feeling very spat out and confused. I'm angry and I feel really lost because I can't understand, how have I got here? It seems very strange because this was me 3 years earlier. I'd just turned 30, tequila in hand, life seemed amazing and it was really good. And then this is me 7 years later, turning 40, just leaving Bangladesh after heading up this incredible team for 3 years, and I'm like, okay, life is great, life is really good, but I'm still feeling something. It still feels like there is something that is missing. And lots of things have changed at that point. I've moved 4 countries. I had changed jobs 3 times. Obviously friends have changed, family, we can't change them right. They're just there. And partners, relationship, everything. So all of these things keep changing, but same situations, same conversations, same things that repeat again on a loop, on a pattern. And I had to kind of sit there and think, what's going on here? There is something. And in the end, it's me. I'm the common denominator in what's going on here. Oh, sorry, I'm not having it. I'm the common denominator in what's going on here. And life had looked really good. I knew the language, I was self-aware. I'd read all of the books, I'd done all of the frameworks, I had therapy, I'd been to loads of retreats, I'd done all of these things. I knew the language, I was self-aware. But I was still stuck in this self-awareness and I didn't know where I was going. So coming back to the UK, what I realised then was, I'm losing my thoughts. I started to realise that in my conversations, I was reacting not to the things that were in front of me, but it was the things that were happening maybe 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and I couldn't place why. And that was where you said it, that's not what they heard, came. So, as an example, imagine you're walking down the street and you see a friend coming towards you and you think, oh, she looks really nice, I'm going to tell her she looks really nice. And your friend comes up to you and you're like, oh mate, you look so nice, I love that dress on you, it looks amazing. And she's like, yeah, oh thanks, yeah, I do feel really good, it's my favourite dress, it's a great colour, thank you. And you're like, yes. And so you carry on walking down the street and you see another friend coming towards you and you're like, oh, she looks amazing, I'm going to tell her how great she looks. Mate, you look amazing. What do you mean? What's wrong? Have I got something on my face? Is there something on my dress? Have I tucked my pants into my skirt? What's wrong? It's like, no, I just thought that you looked really nice. So I thought, I'll tell you that you look nice. So we carry on, we walk down the street a little bit more, and we see another friend and we think, oh, yeah, she looks great, I'm going to tell her. But will I? Because she didn't like it so much actually. So anyways, I'm going to tell her. Mate, you look amazing. Like, I love that dress on you. What? This old thing, I got it on Vinted. It was £3. There's a hole in the back. Shall I show you? I actually shouldn't wear it anymore because it's really shabby. And you're like, oh my God, I just thought you looked nice. Like, that's all. I thought I'd tell you. And I really wish that I hadn't. And it's the same exact statement, but 3 completely different responses. And this is a bit of a fangirl moment for me. I don't know if you know Joe Dispenza, but he is incredible. And he says that by the time we are 35, 95% of who we are is basically this memorised set of behaviours, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, beliefs, perceptions that function like a computer program. And I was like, oh my God, 95%. And I'm thinking, like, shit, that's insane. That's literally, I can see this, all the things that are coming back, all of these reactions. And I was walking, I thought, oh my God, we are all essentially just giant filing cabinets of shit. And it's like everything that has ever happened in our life from birth until today, we've just stored it with the good, the bad, the ugly, everything has just gone into this filing cabinet. Any criticism, any rejection, anything, it's all gone in. Like Mary Kondo, she would have an absolute field day, like clearing out all this crap. But our brain and our filing cabinet is so happy with itself because any time something comes, it's like, you look so nice. Filing cabinet, like, I know how to respond to this, I've heard this file before. Who do you think you are? Why would you be wearing that? Well, no. So the response and the reaction comes, and you're standing there thinking, shit, that's not what I wanted to say, that's not how I felt. But the filing cabinet's going, 0.2 seconds, that's a record, maybe I can get to 0.1 next time. Feels really, really pleased with itself because it's responded and it's reacted to that file, to the thing that it actually knew. So when I saw all of these things, I was thinking, well, it can't just be me who is experiencing these things, who is reacting in this way. So I got curious and I was sitting with it and I thought, shit, must be everybody. So I started filling notebooks, looking around, seeing people, friends, families, colleagues, people in a restaurant, the airport, wherever, anybody. Like if you came to my apartment in Dhaka, it looked like a crime scene investigation because all these post-it notes of like little things that I'd noticed about people. And I could see it in myself. And slowly but surely, after a little time, some patterns seemed to emerge, which I need to remember now. And so I sat with it and I thought, right, what's in my filing cabinet? And the first file that flew out, I was like, come on, tell me, what have you got? What have you got? My parents never argued when I was growing up, and I was like, okay, so what, we all know that's nothing new there. We all sweep it under the carpet. Hit me, what else have you got? And the second file that came was my first long-term boyfriend, I was 18. So like 18 to 20. And we never argued, because obviously I never knew how to, but sometimes we wouldn't speak. And it might be one day, it might be 2 days. But once, and I still like, deep breaths, we didn't speak for 4 months. One day we were speaking, and the next day we were not speaking. And then we bumped into each other on a night out in Hull, and we got back together. And we continued like nothing had happened. And I didn't think that that was unusual until I was in my middle 30s. I'd never considered that that was actually a bit strange. But I didn't know what I didn't know. That pattern was so close to me. It was so much part of who I was. I couldn't recognise it. So it was just what it was. But within that, these 4 families started showing up. And within that, I could see, here they are, the little beauties. And the first family was me. I was a disappearer I would retreat, I would shut down, I would run away from any type of conflict, any type of uncertainty, anything I wasn't sure of. I just ran back and I shut down because I didn't want to face the rejection. I didn't want to face any criticism, that vulnerability. But it cost me, and it cost me lots of relationships because things always stayed really shallow, never got any depth into it. And then the next family is the escalators. Oh, these ones, like super emotionally intense people, and you know who they are, like they're the life and soul of the party until they're not, and it switches, and boom, the atmosphere has changed. But these people are so intense, and they've got a feeling, they've got to share it, and until it's out, it just doesn't feel good. So they're going to take a deep breath and like, ugh, it's all going to come out. And then they're going to, oh, I feel so much better now, don't you? Was it as good for you as it was for me? And you're like, no, because I feel like I've just been absolutely stained in the face with a load of stuff. But they have to, for them to get that emotion out. But it costs them because the regret, the things that they do afterwards, maybe saying, actions, we can't take it back. And then we've got the explainers. Oh, these are the people who, have you got a minute? And you know that 20 minutes later, you can still be standing there and they've never got to the point that they were getting to because they're still warming up. And these people need to explain, they need you to know everything, to feel seen, heard and understood. And if you interrupt them, they don't like it because you're not listening to them. They're like a monologue. But the cost here is where people then start to, they feel like they're in a parent-child relationship. It feels patronising. It feels like someone is just constantly talking. The monologue is gone. And then last but not least, the ass-kissers. I mean, they're not really, they're the smoothers, but that's not what I realised at the time. These people are like the firefighters. They have got to run towards that conflict and they've got to put it out, regardless of that personal cost. They have to put out the conflict, regardless of what it is. And it costs because it's like knowing, I don't know, your mum, your dad, anybody in your life, and you know that person is maybe angry with somebody else, and it's like, do you want a cup of tea? You're like, ask yourself, don't say that to them, you know that you're angry. Do you want a biscuit? But that's what they've got to do. They've got to move towards it to put that conflict out. Oh, that's gone too far. So that's the 4 families, and what I started to realise after all of this was that all of these families have one thing in common, that they're reacting to those patterns, they're reacting to the things that are from the past, from the filing cabinet of shit. Nothing is from what's going on in front of us today. And we make it mean something, we make it mean something about us. That's my feelings, that's who I am, that's how I feel. But my question is it who we are? Is it how we feel? Or is it something that's from that filing cabinet of shit that we've made feel because it's so intrinsic, we can't see the blind spots, we don't know what we don't know. And that's what I help women do today in the foundation studio with the coaching, is helping women recognise those patterns that are keeping them stuck so that they can move forward and create the life that they're searching for. Because Karen at 33 here, she couldn't imagine 20% of the life that I live today. Not because it wasn't possible, it's absolutely possible. And she'd already lived a big life before then, but she was stuck in those patterns that she couldn't see, and really all it was doing was keeping me, not a third person, it was keeping me really small and it was keeping me really stuck. But finally, from this, I could see where conversations were going sideways. I could see where these patterns kept responding and coming back from time and time again. And I could see what I was too close to, I could finally understand what I'd been too close to see. So, going backwards. So finally, I'm putting the QR code back up there if you want to see the notes again. And you might be wondering, what is your pattern? What's your family? Maybe you recognise where you are, or think that somebody in your life, you think, oh yeah, there you are, that's you. And if you do, take it, have a look, and scan the QR code, find out what your pattern is. And if you do, I would love for you to ask a couple of questions. what is the pattern that you're stuck in, that you haven't, that you're too close to be able to see? And if you knew what that pattern was, if you saw it, then what would be the opportunity for you? And just remember, just because you said it, that doesn't mean that that's what they heard. Thank you, I'm Karen Tom.
Oh, please give a round of applause for Karen Tom. I mean, it's not easy standing up on that